Why does society think so backwards? Let's talk about it. I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. I help you with your finances. Make sure you go to Ensorsale.com and pick you up a cool, inspirational t-shirt today. Use code FitfutureMD for 20% off. And you can also check out my wife's book, London and the Googly Goo. So, society thinks backwards, like when it comes to money, right? And I was no different, right? I got caught up in most of the things that would detriment you as far as being financially free, retiring early, or having generational wealth. So I'm gonna start listing some of them, right? And number one, for me, the biggest detriment to my life was going to college and borrowing money with no job guaranteed, right? This was pretty, this thing is just like, why? Yeah, we can, all work hard, but there's no job guaranteed at the end of that, right? So you're starting to see TikToks and Instagram reels out there now with people saying how they've been searching for a job for 6 to 8 months after they graduated, can't find a job. Like, that's the way the job market was when I graduated in 2010. It never dawned on me that they wouldn't need chemists, right? Like, craziness, right? Because that's what my degree's in. It's in chemistry, right? Like, you wouldn't need a chemist. Are you kidding me? Like, but if manufacturing jobs go overseas, you don't need chemists, right? If there's no, you're not making anything because the economy's bad, you don't need chemists. So that's what happened to me. And, so we're stuck with student loans, right? And it took, 7 years later, I finally got a job in my field, right? And now I'm in that job. So now, the next one that society has backwards is getting a car with car payment to drive to a job to pay for the car. Right? And car payments are crazy now. Like, I have a guy at work, and, he paid for a new Ford Ranger what, I wouldn't even pay for a brand new truck, right? And also that, that's inflation, right? But at the same time, that payment, $400 or $500 a month, when you're a regular person making less than 50 grand, that's a big time payment, right? So definitely don't believe in car payments, right? The next one is credit card debt. And so this is how bad credit cards are, right? This is just how bad. You can't go bankrupt on them, but I literally received my first credit card because I wanted a free pizza. These people said, hey, sign up for this credit card and you'll get this free Domino's pizza today, when I was in college. And so I got my first credit card. And, probably got 5 more after that, but all those credit cards ended up being $8,000, $10,000 that I've had to pay off several times, right, in my lifetime. And that's just backwards, right? Getting a credit card when I'm still in college, no job, like, it didn't make any sense, right? Let's see. So, here's another one that is kind of controversial, but, buying toys that your kid's going to play with one time and never play with again, like high dollar toys, like $100 toys, double, $400 or $500 toys, and your kids play with them one time. You know what I'm saying? That kind of toy. Now, if you're spending money on books, on educational videos, that kind of thing, all power to it a little bit. Or educational toys. But, these specialty toys that, you see it every Christmas. There's some toy that there's a limited amount of that people are lined up around the block trying to get that toy for their kid, right? And they're willing to pay double, triple, quadruple, whatever the toy is, right? That kind of thing. And then the last one is people would rather gamble, play the lottery, stuff like that, than invest in companies or real estate, or just invest in general, right? So these are kind of the things that put you in the hole, right? Like student loan debt to go to college, that's going to put you in a big hole, right? Now, the way the system is actually set up, right? If you know the game, if you learn the game, right? Because basically all you're doing with this other way is you're going around the Monopoly board and not buying anything, right? Not buying any assets. You're only spending money, right? It's like you're going to Vegas and just playing craps your whole life, right? But the way the system is actually set up is after one generation, the rest of the generation should never even have to work again. That's how it's really set up, right? Because once you get a certain amount, that certain amount can beat inflation every year and continue forever, right? And, but usually, there'll be a sacrifice generation, a generation that enjoys it, and then a generation that blows it, right? It's usually gone by 3 generations. But the system is actually set up where literally if you're the sacrifice generation, your kids and your kids' kids should never even have to work if they don't want to. They can just go, they can actually do what they love, right? What they love to do. So, if you're an artist, you love to make art, you love to play music, you can go play music, that kind of thing, right? Just imagine that. But that's how the system is set up. So I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, okay? So, there's been a big push, lately on the trades, right? Because nobody wants to do the trades, right? Let's say we talked to, one of Meredith's mother's neighbors, and her son started his first business. He's 17, and he's doing a pressure washing business, right? So, at 17, no college, not having to worry about college. It's something that is needed, like all the time, everywhere. Everybody's house has to get pressure washed. With how vinyl siding is used now, every year, at least once a year, needs to get pressure washed. Concrete needs to get pressure washed, right? But but instead of going to school and borrowing money, he's making money, right? He's investing in equipment to go make money with, right? That's kind of the change, right? And you'll see that with immigrant families coming into the country, you'll see them even working on Sundays, right? Doing construction or whatever service-based business they decided to open, right? When they came here. And they work together as a family, and they become successful, right? So that's number one, is what job placement, what job you choose based on where you come from. Like if you're coming from the low end of the stick, like, yeah, you can be a doctor, you can be smart and be a doctor, but at the end of the day, it's better to start that service-based business because you have no money, right? You can't pay for college, right? You can't, And yeah, there's that 1% that changes their stripes, right? But the rest of the 90%, 99% gets screwed, right? So just think about that, right? So, like I say, car payments, obviously, you need to save up money and buy a car cash. Even if it's a crappy car, learn how to fix it, right? So, they say literally people would rather gamble, like go play the lottery, than invest money. But basically the whole name of the game is investing, right? You have to, when you're going around the Monopoly board, you have to buy something, right, that can pay you so that you win the game, right? Those are called assets. Assets pay you. So, me being screwed by student loans, it's very difficult to be in the real estate game without taking enormous risks, right? Loan sharks, that kind of thing. So that basically leaves the stock market for me, right? And you know what? You get infatuated with something and you can do really well at it. And the stock market is one of those things. And now that we have access, it's very easy to do the stock market now. You're not having to call a broker and have $10,000 and all that stuff and only be able to invest in one thing and wait 2 weeks for the paper to get there and that type of stuff, right? But you can actually financial freedom, set yourself up forever, right? In 10 years, less than 10 years, if you really want to. But you avoid debt like the plague. You take all your money and invest it. Everything you got, invest it. Now, there's some people that like to get there fast and like to get there slower. So you can always invest more or less as long as you're looking towards the goal of that FIRE number, that financial freedom number. It's 25 times whatever double your salary is, right? That's what you're trying to get to so that you passively never have to work again, right? You're just getting enough money to live forever, right? And enough money to live and continue to invest in other things too, right? Because the infatuation doesn't go away just because you retire, right? So, most people say the minimum is 15%. Obviously if you can get up to 30, 40%, getting, you're going to get there pretty quickly. I say I did a video on IPOs last week, and that's one way to get, tremendous returns. But, people would rather get on DraftKings, invest, would rather get on DraftKings and bet against the house. House always wins, instead of investing where you always win, right? Where the market always goes up, right? So even if you make a mistake, the market's still going up. And you can still get out of it, right? So keep that in mind. It's not financial advice, but this is what I'm doing. I'm investing, right? And I will be financially free. My wife will be financially free. My daughter will be a millionaire before she's 18. And let's say watch the financial freedom videos if you're interested in knowing how to do that. I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. Shop at Ensorsale.com. Pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt and my wife's book, London in the Googly Goo. Share this video with somebody who needs it. Like it. Subscribe to the channel. Run us up. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.